It's finally here. Canto 9, Part 1, has finally been released for Limbus Company. And so let's get into it.
대감의 여긴 왜 자꾸
Oh god.
알짱거려요?
The icons, the Limbus Company
속옷을
logo
너무
covered in blood. Ugh.
아쉬우니까 괜히
I am very interested to
거리적거리지
see what's
말고
going to be
안전한
happening
데로
here.
가십시오.
Oh yeah, I've had a lot of
특히
shards, they're going to be
저기
halved. I'm going to get a
눈동자에
lot of
초점
thread from
맞는
boxes and the
사람이라면
like.
손목 한쪽이 날아가서
All that sort of
떨어진
thing.
셈인
Level
거죠.
60, right?
가지도 마시고.
Stuff to claim. New IDs, new Canto, of course. New season, let's take a look at this. Oh boy. Hmm. Some interesting stuff looking there. I'm not going to look too closely at this stuff yet, but like, yeah, we get nothing the first 20 levels. Assumably level 30 will be something. Yeah, level 30 is Otis. She's free. So level 40 is going to be Heathcliff and he's going to be paid. Yeah. And then what it is, it's like 90 for... What's that? Oh. No, it's 80, right. 80 for Yisong Trilogism, and that's free. And then, of course, 120 will be Ryoshu's. Well, I made sure to get the paid lunacy in advance. There we go. So we get, some free levels to start out with. We get all the cool banner stuff. I'm not going to look at them too much. Oh yeah, another thing we can do, though. Claim my mirror dungeon run. It's not even the next week yet, so, it's good just getting... So we're just going to get such a huge head start this time. Yeah, already level 33, and I haven't even done anything. Ooh, level boost ticket. Oh, and two. Oh, I got two of them. Very interesting, yeah. One at level 20, and then was the other one at level 1? No? Don't know why I have two of them, then. It was probably there, and I just didn't see it. So if we get the two new IDs, then we'll be able to do that. Okay. Next up, extraction time, probably, right? Let's just see. I've got, like, I mean, let me look at my pulls. I don't really want to go too much into my lunacy. They talked recently about how they want to do more wallps from now on, so, I'll do 30 pulls and see how lucky I get in that. If I don't get the new stuff, I'll just have to wait till next week. But if I do get it, that'd be pretty cool. Okay. Minimum possible pull there. Who do we get? Otis, though. Maybe it's a sign that we're going to be getting the Otis 3-star here. Or we could be getting nothing. One more 10 pull, and if that's nothing, I'm going to cut my losses short. Okay. It looks like it's going to be nothing. And it was nothing. Alright. Well, that's fine. I've got a team ready anyways. Because I knew decent chances. Ooh. I do like that, how they've got kind of like the teal background and red text there. Yeah. Now all the Season 6 stuff is unavailable. All that sort of thing, and you won't be able to start until next season. The usual. Oh yeah, passion. I won't bother checking that stuff until I actually need to. Now, as far as teams go, I just kind of did, like... This may look like it's a... Oh, no, this isn't the right team. This is... I have Rupture selected. Okay, this is the team I had, actually. Yeah, no, I'm not just running full high show. The general gist here is I put on, like, a mixture of finger IDs and IDs I just kind of feel like running. Drifting Blade Ryoshu for, well, Ryoshu. See if we can get some use out of her. I haven't used her too much, but I like the whole, yeah, hey, back off and protect the enemy, where you can just kind of get a free attack every turn, just one-sidedly. It's similar to what, like, Eurodivier Ryoshu has, but a lot more consistent and also better, because you don't need to run Eurodivier Ryoshu. I'm not going to level up people yet. I'll see if I need to level up people. I should have enough, like, XP to do it, but I'm just going to go in without leveling up people. And also a little apologies in advance if my voice sounds off, because I have some sort of cold right now, unfortunately. Bad timing, but I'll probably have recovered from it by next week, but my voice may be a little bit weird for part 1 because of that. Beyond Severing. Ambush in the Dark. Yeah, we're getting straight into it. The Limbus facility being raided. It's very interesting because compared to most other Cantos, we know so little going into it. Like, we haven't known this little going into a Canto since, like, probably Canto 4, right? Where we didn't really, like, have a great idea as to what was going to happen, like, what the main stuff was going to be. We didn't even really have any, like, big hints as to, like, major story stuff like we have with other Cantos. Admittedly, we still have, like, some things, right? We know it's going to be finger-related to some degree, Ryoshu's daughter, Ryoshu's, like, parental figures from the fingers, all that sort of thing, but so much of basically everything we know that's like super substantial came from the recent trailer. Let's get into it. There's a clue of thread, raveled of a single strand whose beginning is its end. Moments become wefts and warps that crisscross into a weave. Spider's thread quote, probably? And the flow of time spools in a single spot. Go on, read it. It's probably, is this... I couldn't tell from... Is that Ryoshu? And was Ryoshu talking to her daughter, maybe? That sounds about right. I'm not super great at recognizing voices, but I think that might be it. And there's Ryoshu's daughter, yeah. Because the trailer seems to hint at the idea that, because in the novel, Ryoshu's real name is Yoshihide, right? Never referred to as Ryoshu. And Ryoshu is kind of like an alternate reading of, like, the Japanese character that doesn't make a Yoshihide's name. So, like, the theory people came up with when we saw the trailer, just based on how it was wording certain things, is that she goes by Ryoshu because that's how her child interpreted her name. And it seems like that's what we're seeing here. From the echo of your first cry to the whisper of your last breath. In the heart of every moment, my eyes catch a glimpse of you. No, that's not how you read those letters. Yoshihide. That's how you say it. And this is the scene that we got. It was showing on one of the banners from the Battle Pass, specifically the expensive paid banner. Ryoshu! It's prettier and easier. Oh, dear lost child of mine, should the way back home elude you, follow the thread back to the very first knot that hurt the most. Where the quivering stops, that is where you will find me. Oh, Martin, yep. We're going straight into the LCE stuff. Very interesting. Martin and Alyssa, I definitely think they're probably gonna die. Hohenheim, I'm not fully sure if they're gonna kill him. He might die, but he also might not. I think Martin and Alyssa are super dead. Today's the day indeed. Boss, are you... Hold. Please, don't ask me if I am nervous. Only ordinary, unremarkable researchers with a particularly low level of confidence in their own material ever get nervous. God, I love Hohenheim. He's so great, because, like, in the checkup event, like, he's one of those characters that you really don't... I feel like... This is probably something that a lot of people would, like, relate to, but he definitely didn't seem super, like, endearing at first, but, like, he became endearing, you know, with his story, that sort of thing, when we learned that he's just a big softie. Your unfinished queries reminded me of the last academic assembly. There was this fellow who simply could not stop their hands from shaking with a frequency of 5 oscillations every 3 seconds, even for taking an entire fistful of tranquility boluses. What a miserable sight that was. Oh, of course, perhaps that fear that the... Oh god, it's a big text. That the attendees might not possess the intelligence to comprehend even half of my presentation may source a reasonable level of anxiety, potent enough to make my legs tremble somewhat. But I have been quite relieved of that concern after you reviewed my materials. If both you were able to understand it, then the audience should have no problem following the general narrative. Okay. So are they setting up some sort of presentation either for LCB or maybe, like, shareholders or something? I don't know. It's either LCB or LCA, right? At least you won't be dousing the audience chock full of your verbal sedative this time. On another note, have you any clues to why our cooperation request for additional research is still pending approval? LCA R&D teams repeatedly denied our request. Apparently we're to focus solely on our present research. A rather narrow-minded bunch, aren't they? Do you know specifically who denied our requests? The assistant manager who simply could not stop their hands from shaking, even after taking an entire fistful of tranquility boluses. Oh, it's Pilot. Seems pretty obvious, still carrying the grudge from when you scoffed at them. I just thought it was like some one-off like joke, but I think they're talking about Pilot probably. If they're talking about some like an assistant manager who just was a bundle of fear. Is that so? Well, they'll have no choice but to approve a request after this presentation. Yeah, so it's to LCA stuff. Actually, it said LCA R&D have denied their request, so it might not be Pilot. Because Pilot is LCCB. I don't know then. Of course, boss. Of course. This won't do. The motivation behind my additional research request was to sate a personal curiosity. I have no doubts in my mind that it will end up benefiting the company's bottom line. Martin, do you have our additional research proposal with you? Even the LCA will have no recourse but to approve it once they see the projected gains from its success. Yeah, appealing to shareholders indeed. Ah, that. I left it back at the research hall. Didn't think we'd need it today. Come on. A successful outcome of the research should also be able to boost the efficiency of our electrical systems. I'm sure the need for more power is a mutual concern. We already have precious little to spare with how much energy our present research consumes. Okay. So it's safe to say, like, to some degree, Limbus wants to have some sort of way to generate energy similar to Lobotomy Corporation did. Because that's still, like, a huge issue in the city. It's why stuff like W Corp is, like, failing. It's why, like, the R Corp 4th Act needed to be culled. Like, energy is still a huge issue. And so it seems like if they are producing energy now, which I don't remember if it's stated as such, but definitely makes sense for it to be something they want to push for, they just haven't succeeded yet. Yeah, we know. We haven't had to conduct our experience of the freezing cold because we rerouted power from the heating system to save electricity. Well, I stayed toasty thanks to my ego gear, but still. Anyways, I'll go grab the proposal. You two should focus on the presentation prep. It's not gonna end well. She's going to go grab the proposal. She's not gonna come back and she's gonna be like dead or something, right? Is that how we're starting? It's too cheery of a start for what we've seen. Oh, is that the power? Oh, yeah. Requesting support. This is LC Department, Corridor 8YS4. Requesting immediate support. The situation's a code. Ah. Apologies. I didn't wish to so unnecessarily cut him off, but as it seems he passed out, let me be the messenger instead. Index. Though I won't bother with the fancy code speak. The situation here is entirely hopeless, was probably what he wished to say. Like, I'm looking at this is like, it's a weird bluish gray. It kind of seems like it might be Index or something. I don't know. Because not quite like Yi-Songy. A few hours later. A good deal of time had passed since we said our heartfelt farewells to Jiazi-chan, yet we still remain stuck in Hongyuan. You sure we're setting off today? Reckon you got the date wrong. Oh, I didn't look to see which month this was. I'll have to remember to go back and look. Wonder just how long of a gap it's been. Probably not super long, just because the entire, like, every Canto happens, like, a month or two, like, between each other, because they're trying to stall it out, because we know June is when, like, the big, like, death event happens, and that's probably gonna be, like, Canto 12, 13-ish stuff. I'm pretty sure I didn't, but even so, it's late, and she was supposed to get Virgilius and Pilot. Right ahead lies the road that leads straight out of Hongyuan. Given Sod's memo telling us to drive out here with a truck, there should be no room for error this time. Yeah, because the bus had been left behind. You had to take a truck in order to get here. Similar to one of the trucks where you can, like, warp to the LC facility, and I assume that's going to be relevant soon. I sure hope that's the case. When we left Agawanion earlier, the guards at the gate actually asked me what time we'd be coming back. They probably think we've taken up permanent residence here at H-Corp. Not surprising. After saying goodbyes left and right, not to mention 2 farewell banquets, we're still sitting here on our butts without any sign of leaving. Exactly. By now, Bert should appear to know where the usual time to move on to our next destination, Dante, like he always does. The Brodian's Virgilius impression. Then Karen would say, "Off we go, Meffy. Vroom vroom. It's been forever since I heard her last." I don't think there was ever a time Virgilius was gone this long. The breach of contract may have led to extra workload for him, but even so, his prolonged absence remains unusual. Wonder when we're gonna get, like, the major chunk of Merceau crumbs in this, right? Because for Canto 7, I mean, both Canto 7 and Canto 8, like, even in Part 1, we started getting some of the crumbs, right? In Canto 7, we met Sichan and that sort of stuff, and in Canto 8, we saw, Lei Hang and Ryoshu reacted rather unpleasantly to him, that sort of thing. So it's very possible we start getting Murso's, like, major stuff here, even. Or maybe they'll save it for the later parts, who knows.
설마
All this just because he went out of his way to help us?
아직도
그렇지는
Not
않습니다.
necessarily.
당시의 계약과
While it is true that the
상관없는
penalty incurred from breaching the
사실이라는
contact yet
것은
remains, the LCC's Operation H Corp, which he was assisting with, was immediately concluded following Jia Zichun's inauguration as the family hierarch.
가주가 된 직후에 모두 마무리되었죠.
I fail to think of any reason apart from that.
짐작가는 바가 없구려.
Would they need him for something? I mean, I guess they'd need to be careful with Virgilius if we were about to deal with the fingers, right? Because Virgilius really doesn't like the ring. And for good reason if you've read Leviathan, right? They've not had very many pleasant interactions. Like, even in Canto 6, like, we saw a bunch of ring people, but Virgilius never actually interacted with any of them. They had been all wiped out by the time he came in order to help out. I'm not sure how he'd feel if he saw, you know, some Maestro of the Ring showing up and saying that, oh, I'm Ryoshu's parental figure. Or Jason and Karen would always be away whenever we traveled to a new place. But yeah, never for this long. Maybe he's just off doing whatever he usually does when spending time with Karen. Everyone turned to look at Faust. At this point, there's no information that can be shared regarding Virgilius' absence. Maybe we can ask Virgilius when he gets here. You honestly reckon he'd say a word about where he was? That bloke ever really tells us where to go, never where he's off to. Verily, and never hath he deigned to bring any of us on his ice cream trips, save young Karen. Perchance his path is that of a culinary journey to sample the unique specialties of each district. Be serious for 1 second, lass. This ain't a foodie tour. Aside from guiding our path, it may simply be that Virgilius has a path of his own to walk. Ooh. He's up to all sorts of antics on this entire time, right? He's been off all sorts of missions. Maybe we'll get Leviathan 2. I doubt it. But we'll probably get some... This'll probably tie into, like, later Virgilius stuff. Probably stuff that might not even happen in this Canto, right? I could say it being later stuff that's still being set up here, and this is just further, building up to whatever that ends up being. I've got no idea what his path would even look like. We're only here to follow the journeys guided by Virgilius. We know neither the path he has walked, nor the path he seeks to walk. I wonder if he'll ever share his history with us one day. I suppose he's being his usual absentee self, but that doesn't explain why Soud ain't here, does it? We've been late plenty of times, yeah, but it ain't like the last to keep us hanging. Ooh, was she caught up in the LZ stuff as well? Possibly. Maybe there's been a change of plans. When an operative goes dark without warning, it's usually due to an unforeseen variable, not a change of plans. As if to prove Otis right, someone forcibly sneaks the truck's door open. Soud! Holy, what happened to you? Ooh, oh, yep, there goes her arm. She's probably fine. Given how far they seem to be willing to heal these guys, given how she was able to be healed from the Canto 3 experience, that'll probably grow back. How far did she go with missing an arm? Did I read that? Said some of the checks were to best. She was bleeding, covered in wounds, both minor and serious. Her eyes glistened with wild anxiety. A broken pistol hung from her waist. It was impossible not to notice the still fresh gashes and wounds on her. The first thing that caught my attention, however, was the stump right where her left arm used to be. Okay. Yep, going straight into it. She's not doing too well. I mean, she's gonna be fine, admittedly, from something like this. I'm not expecting Sound to be killed off anytime too soon. I do worry, like... Oh, this is a combat note already. Oh, geez. Is it the weird things? They're weak to slash and harass, so it's probably the weird zombie-like guys. I could see that. But, like, the one thing I'm worried about Sound is if she goes through, like, this procedures where she gets revived several times and then she starts to kind of, like, lose herself in the process. Similar to what happened to, I don't remember her name. But, like, Hong Lu's, like, butler, right? Bother me, I don't remember her name off the top of my head. Whatever. Alright. I keep on, like, almost, like, clicking to, like, modularize my encapsulation, but I just gotta remember, don't do that here. Oh, that's cool. I never noticed this tab. This indicates that you can spend lunacy to retry if you lose. They added this like a couple of nodes. They added this to like, specifically Lei and like was it just Lei? I'm trying to remember, but it might have been the final boss too. I don't know, but they've added it to every single node here. Oh yeah, I should change my announcers up actually.
여러분이 하나둘
We actually have a
싹
pseudo
바꾸는 게
Ryoshu announcer here. That's funny.
이 전투에 어떤 문제가
Let's just do
있는지
something like similar.
잘
Let's keep out some of the weird ones, right? There we go.
반갑습니다.
Perfect. That's good. Okay, this is a team I have selected. It's wonky. I'm kind of willing to change some things. I don't really want you.
의로움을 세우기
I'll have you in
위해서라면
12th. Then you're there. Okay. This looks good, right? It's like fingery type stuff, and then like I really want to try using some of the wall IDs because they seem cool, but they're very hard to make any decent use of in Mirror Dungeon because Mirror Dungeon is kind of a joke.
사냥감인가 몸이
Thank you, Virgilius. Prepare for battle immediately.
지금 저는
I am no longer able to operate, as you can plainly
더
see.
이상
I
작전을
need
수행할 수 없는
your
상황이야.
help. Soud collapsed before we even had a chance to ask her if she was okay or what had happened to her arm.
율리우스 씨와 접촉을
Immediately after
시작한
rendezvousing with Mr. Virgilius, I was ambushed.
머지않아
And the attackers will be here any minute. Oh, so they're... Okay, so they're not an LC yet, I see. So they ambush wherever Virgilius and Soud met. Assumably they've got, like, one of, like, the big higher-ups, right, keeping Virgilius busy, while the other ones hurt Soud. And then they've probably tracked her here, right? Yeah, attackers will be here any minute, and that's how they're gonna get in. Where once her resolve had not faltered even in the face of death, a grave look of despair now filled her eyes.
너는
How many hostiles?
둘,
Two.
한 명은 베르길리우스
While Mr. Virgilius was dealing with one of them,
베르가?
Virg was. Clover turned to Virgilius' face after hearing Virgilius' name.
그러면
Well,
벌써
then maybe Virg already on his way back after wiping the
여기
floor with
오는
both of
중인 거
them.
아닐까?
Who could it be that he's forced to deal with? Lord of Horikawa, potentially? Whatever the equivalent is? Something horrible? Maybe not that much immediately, but, like, it'd probably need to be someone, like, on the level of a color to really, like, hold him off for a significant number of time. No,
아닐 거예요.
I don't think so.
카론을
It's Karen. Ooh. Yeah, Virgilius has to protect her, and that's kind of keeping him from doing his fullest. Like, in, like, the first chapter of, like, Leviathan, Virgilius and, Purple Tear, Iori, are kind of battling, and, like, the main thing that gave Purple Tear such a huge advantage was that Virgilius had a bunch of, like, kids he was trying to protect in the process. That sort of thing. And he's the kind of guy who will protect people. That's part of the issue, right? He's a good-hearted person, and, a lot of other color fixers will let the kids die, you know? And they might have already taken Karen hostage for all I know. I lost her.
놓쳐버렸어요.
Oh no.
카론을
They
붙잡고
tore off the arm I was holding onto Karen with.
들어갔어.
How do you do that? Like, they say tore off, so, like, logically. So picture it like this, right? Soud's here, Karen's here, this arm's holding onto Karen. They ripped this arm off, which means they either needed to grab her arm, like, instead of just grabbing Karen and pulling hard enough to rip her off. Because if you grabbed Karen, like, Karen would probably be the one who, like, lost a limb or something instead of it being Soud, you'd think. But, or, like, from the other way, but then how did they get Karen but not Soud? I don't know.
제가
I never should have let go. I never should have let that happen.
좋아해야 하는데
It sounds like you didn't let go. Who knows, your hand might still be attached even now, right? Like,
카론군을 또
thou couldst not hold on to young Karen. How? What? Soud grimaced, her expression an amalgamation of guilt and confusion. It was a far cry from her usual collected self.
혹시 카론님이 인질로
Did they take
붙잡히신
Karen
거예요?
hostage?
네.
Yes. I
카론이
could not stop them
그동안
from
이렇게
taking
붙잡히는 걸
Karen.
막을 수 없어.
파일럿이는요?
What about Pilot?
상처가 깊지만
Pilot was heavily
의식은
wounded, but
마지막까지
the last time I
남아있어.
saw him, he was conscious. Ooh. I could definitely see Pilot dying. If I'm not sure, Pilot's super weird. Like all the LCCB people are in general. On top of having like the stupidest like name pun ever, because it's Pilot Episode, Pilot Episode, like, and as I say Epi, it's at Effie because that's like the Korean pronunciation, right? That sort of thing. And like they're super important, but like, Effie was killed off early because of Otis. That'll probably tie into Otis Canto, right? Her, very willingness to put him out for good when he could have been just revived. Very sketchy. And then, like, are they gonna kill off Pilot out here? This would be, like, a prime example too, right? To really show that Limbus is in danger. We prepare for battle. Now. At least our current objective is clear, Executive Manager. First, take out the pursuers, then rescue Karen. While the exact motive of the perpetrators is yet to be revealed, this might just be to be finger people, right? We may be facing multiple fronts. I really picked up train lead from HQ while running this way, and... Bzzz. A sudden buzz of white noise breaks through the truck's silence. Any station, respond. No, they already... Okay, they already are in LZ, it seems like. They're not gonna, like, follow us there. Sound froze up, staring at the radio speaker. Greg was the first act in their place. Couldn't tell who that was. It was a weird name tag because it was like white and red. This is LCB. I read you. What's your situation? Over. Yeah, he knows radio etiquette. HQ research facility. Research facility? Under attack. Oh, and this is gonna be the scene we saw earlier. My darling daughter, I hope you've been doing well for yourself out there. This is the same color they used for the guy that I thought was the Index. This might be the Index father guy. But don't you think it's about time you stopped playing and came home? Utter silence descends as a kindly call and cuts off the blood-curdling scream from the other side. The voice that came through the radio was nothing short of affectionate, and it was easy to guess who the daughter was. The spiders have spun their web clock. Web? And it's woven so intricately that there's no way around it. That's what I recalled something Leyhagen mentioned. The House of Spiders. The Sculpture House. Thinking back to how intensely Ryoshi reacted then, do you think these attackers have something to do with that, Leyhagen guy from earlier? Unlikely. He was just one of my many passing tutors. Then who could... It's a headquarters, for crying out loud. Are we gonna get a name? I don't know, the HQ, it's not the kind of place someone can just force their way into. Do we think there's a traitor then? Someone working on the other side? Or it's very potential, like, this entire thing is a big ploy by Limbus, right? Since they seem to, like, have some sort of vague ideas what needed to be done in order to get all the golden bows, and they figured that, oh, in order to actually get the, fingers to come here, in order to get the Ryoshi thing, in order to get one of the golden bows, we need to let so many of our people die. Because we've seen plenty before that Limbus is more than willing to let their people die for even the smallest benefits. Breaking into a place like that? It's completely unthinkable. What now? Usually I use my intuition to choose the best course of action and lead the sinners during a mission. But who would have thought that the HQ, which was meant to brief us about the mission in the first place, would come under attack, especially when we were left without a guide? Fine. I didn't expect them to come find me themselves. I think the House of Spiders is probably nearby, right? Maybe only part 1, maybe like part 2 is going to be us actually going to the House of Spiders, and then part 3 will be, you know, the climax sort of thing there. Because it sounded like we had just left, like, had we just left Hongyuan or Dagwanyuan? If we just left Hongyuan, then, like, we'd be on the outside, like, probably nearby another nest, just logically speaking. And a lot of people were speculating, like, Q Corp might be, like, some, like, Japanese, like, inspired stuff, partially thanks to, like, some of the various things we know about them, like, they've got the talismans, that sort of thing. We do know that Q Corp is where what's it, Mount Tieshan? Something? I don't remember off the top of my head. It's whatever the Pinky, like, gathers at, right? That sort of thing. So if the Pinky, like, gathers there, it's potential there's more finger antics going on there. It's a bit more of a head for some of the eastern branches of the finger. Once the spiders have spun their web, they tend to wait for the prey to stumble into it, after all. But the plume of cigarette smoke lingered for a moment before scattering in the air. When I looked at Ryoshi's face, what I saw was an expression of strange euphoria. Yeah. Ryoshi, is this all just some amusing diversion for you? Sao John and incredulous look at Ryo. She was nonchalantly puffing the rest of her cigarette to ash. Sure is.
그토록
The long-awaited
거대한
moment
시간이
has finally found me.
마침내 제 발로 찾아왔다. 두근거리는 게
Why wouldn't I be
당연하지 않나?
excited?
그러네.
That's just...
하지만
But don't presume.
착각하지 마라. 유희에 대한
My excitement for the
기대는
coming pleasure will not interfere with my
별개의
effectiveness.
영역.
Wow, it's good to see you, Dad. Time to kill you.
나는 단
I've never
한순간
once let Andrea get in the way of
맡은
taking the
일을
job
내
seriously.
발로
It's very interesting how Ryosha seems to
가볍게
hold,
여긴
like,
적이
fondness towards the parents, right? What are they called? Spider maidens or whatever it was? Spider parents? Mothers? They call them something in the trailers. But it's very interesting. It makes me wonder if it's, like, one of the cases of it being, like, well, I love them because they're family, no matter what horrible things they've done to me. And I'm sure a major thing this Canto is gonna be, like, about, like, generational trauma, that sort of thing, right? How Ryoshi's parents traumatize her and how she doesn't want to do the same thing to her daughter.
이전에도
Not ever.
지금도
Not now.
곧 이곳까지
You said the
올
assailants will
거겠지.
be here soon. Is the one who took the driver coming, too?
여-
Karen.
카론 씨한테
If anything happens to Miss
무슨 일이
Karen,
있었는지 붉은 시선님을
I wouldn't be able to bring
보내는
myself to
게
face the red gaze. Shh. This isn't going anywhere. The spiders won't hurt the driver. She's just their bait to lure out the bigger prey. So stop panicking and set us up. It's unsightly. What? The back door of this truck. Can it connect us directly to the HQ research facility right this instant? Well, wait, it can, but... To use the backdoor portal leads straight to the HQ. Need to verify the security code written specifically for each coordinate. It's going to take some time. Huh. Give us enough time to deal with your pursuer. Do we think it'll be like index grunts, maybe? Could be. As Sao navigated through the vehicle's machinery with her remaining arm, the sinners all began to watch on their surroundings, weapons at the ready. So are we sure it's a good idea for us to head to the HQ? I feel like we're walking ourselves into a trap here. What if we requested assistance from Jagwan Yuan instead? That can be a solution, yes. However, this concerns our HQ resolving this crisis with help from a wing, even one whose leader we are in good terms with, will require an enormous favor to be repaid. Yep. Your decision, Executive Manager. We'll head straight for the HQ research facility as soon as Sao opens the portal. It wasn't hard to intuit that Ryosha's turn had arrived, given her evident excitement. I do love how, like, the frequency of using the term, oh, it's this sinner's turn, it's their turn. Because, like, obviously, like, it means turn as in, like, you know, it's your turn, like, turns in a battle, that sort of thing. It's definitely, like, very imagery, though, but it's also, I'm trying to remember. It's very interesting, though, because, like, people sometimes say turning the clock over when it reaches, you know, another minute, another hour, that sort of thing, another day. The 12 sinners, 12 hours, clock ticks over 12 times, that sort of thing. It's very interesting. I'm not sure if that's, like, a weird, like, I don't know if that's delving too deep into wordplay that only exists in the English version, or if it, like, also exists in the Korean version, but makes me wonder. If so, the back door leading us to the HQ, which Ryoshu intends to use, should be the path we're meant to take this time. Better prepare yourselves. What awaits us without a single shred of doubt is hell. And there in its depths lies something that has always been waiting for me. Spider's thread stuff, I assume. I'm not super familiar. So I've read Hellscreen, and I do know they're probably going to take inspiration from some of the other, like, stories written by that same author, such as, Spider's Thread. But Hellscreen is the only one I've actually read. I know the general, like, gist of Spider's Thread being, like, oh, like, some, like, sinners give them the chance to climb, like, out of hell, but in trying to, like, sabotage others from following them, they end up, like, getting to their own demise. Definitely seems like the sort of thing that makes sense to be tied into this. Odd strums above us walking the vehicle's roof. We have been found. Oi, then shouldn't we get the truck out of the truck before it caves in over our heads? No. P-Corp Singular protects this truck, remember? Something that's supposed to keep whatever's inside safe. We should just lie low in here until... You sure about that? I can see a teensy crack in the ceiling. A crack? That Makes no sense. The ceiling should be elastic enough to bend under most physical impacts instead of cracking. It is true the exterior of the vehicle transport device utilizes P-Corp singularity. Did they cheap out or something? That is why this truck is more spacious inside than it appears from the outside, and is good defensive against external forces. But is it not like the best possible one, the truly indestructible one? However, unlike the experimental model we bought in P-Corp, this vehicle used a more affordable model used flexibly as a shuttle for the before team's deployment. Yeah. They can't get the good stuff for everyone. That would be a waste of money. Although, you know, you'd think Limbus Company would have plenty of money thrown around, especially since Diaz seems to be the one backing it. That is to say that for a singular technology to perform at a competent level, a higher level of investment is required. Budget models, even those with singularities, can still end up being countered. So they cheapened out, and the assailant is not one of the nurse fathers from the House of Spiders. Because then they'd cut through it in one hit. Yeah, nurse fathers is what they're called, yeah. If it were one of them, the first shock would have shattered this wall into pieces. I suppose kicking off with the top dogs would have made for a rather bland story progression. Thank you, Ryoshu. You understand art. The nurse fathers? What, you mean the same people Lei hang? We'll have time for speculations later. Executive manager, the ceiling's about to cave in. Go for the kill the moment they get inside. Yep, here we go. We're gonna see what they are, or are we gonna see in battle? Oh, it's more thumb people. Okay, that makes sense. At the ready, men. Wait, don't engage. Though we were readying ourselves to score the intruder the moment he stepped inside. Is there some sort of deal here and bargain for Karen's life? We did immediately backtrack on the idea when we saw who he was carrying. Karen. She is only unconscious and breathing still. Let's see. I know you can tell the rank of, like, this. Is this, like, Capo 1, I want to say? Because Leihang had, like, 4 of these indents on his brooch. And this guy's only got 1, so I think this is a Capo 1. I see, you cut Saud's arm off so that you have something to track her down with. And she had gone straight to seek help from her comrades. 2 swords as well. Are they both guns, or is only one a gun? I'm trying to tell. That one looks like a normal sword handle, and that one I can't really tell, but it doesn't look super gun-like. But also at the same time, I don't know how obvious it is that from the handle from the thumb grunts. I know you could definitely tell from, like, Leihang, but hard to say. Possibly this guy's just a sword guy, right? Even, like, Thumb South had, like, Boris, who didn't even use guns, he just fought with his fists. So it's possible for Thumb East to be like that, too. It was indeed a correct decision for us to wait and see how she'd react. The intruder continued, glancing towards Saud. As if in response to that, Ryoshu placed her hand on her scabbard. Ryoshu? Huh. BD okay. Bus driver's okay? They won't dare hurt the bus driver. So don't make a fuss, Clock. Huh? What do you mean she's okay? Ryoshu? Ryoshu ignored Sinclair and rushed toward the intruder, her scabbard cleaving through the air. Oh, parried that, did you? Is it like a one-on-one counter already? Because it only showed one enemy existing in this first stage, right? So is it only this unnamed thumb guy? Have you no regard for the hostage's life? You won't dare let her die unless you're preferring to incur the red guide's wrath. Yep. Like Ryu said, the intruder was only defending himself against restrictions without harming Karen. Just as the other sinners were stepping up to join the assault, I intend to face you one at a time as the propriety of honorable combat dictates, but unfortunately, since I cannot let you take her back until my master arrives. Oh? And your master's probably like the Thumb Woman, you know, one of the Thumb Woman that seems to be one of the nurse fathers based on the trailer. Oh! So we're not fighting him, we're fighting the grunts, and he's just gonna make us. Yeah, that makes sense. Intruder gestured with a hand, and strange, bizarre things dropped through the ceiling with a thump. I must resort to using some borrowed weapons. They kind of look like G-Corp soldier outfits, right? That sort of thing, but they're very much not G-Corpy otherwise. Are those distortions or monsters of some kind? No. I think they're people. His master. British is supposed to be handling whoever that is, yeah? So it's just the thumb going after us. It seems the index are the ones within LCE. Most likely. I'm still assuming, right? But it seems like that's probably the index, Nurse father. The color most illustrious must be deterred from wielding his full might on account of young Karen's capture. Then we rescue Karen and book it to HQ or whatever. That'll let the guide go all out. He's probably not allowed to go all out though, right? Because lame contract. Yeah, that seems the best shot we have at this moment. Still, let's be careful and prioritize Karen's safety above all else. Okay. Indeed we shall. Okay, it's playing this music. Yeah, it makes me think it's automated myofiber. Ring fingers. Okay, oh, it's artworks. Corporatist auto mannequin. So they're ring people robot thingies? They're mechanical amalgams, you know, good for the people still using Griff Sinclair in the big 25, soon to be 26. Ring Nurse Fathers artwork. Okay. So these guys are from the Ring Nurse Fathers themselves. Bleed, yeah. Tremor Hemorrhage, interesting. Cover gain one of this. 2 more dangerous deck, 2 stacks of early coincidences concerning after deck loses effect. Okay. So if we just ignore them, they won't get 2 of them, so they won't get the unbreakable coin stuff. Okay, so like if we want to be smart, we just ignore them. Oh. This is whatever. Okay, red. That's fine, I'll go for it. Okay, good clash chances to start out with. Actually, I could defend against these if I don't want to trigger the, those things. Actually, it'll still be triggered anyways because of you guys, won't it? Yeah. Because you can't get rid of one of those. Yes, I mean, it's fine if we lose these clashes to some degree, right? We're not going to take damage. We'll take a little bit, like, stagger damage-y stuff, but... that should be fine, and yeah, we do that for you. Sure. See how this goes. Immediate Tangle Cleaver is funny. Actually, I didn't look at the enemy count. There's probably gonna be like 10 of them or something. That sounds about right. Okay, speak to Slash, speak to... yeah, Slash Wrath. Oh, it just shows everything already. We don't need to actually discover it. That's good. Resist Blunt. That's fairly fine, right? Yeah, because, like... that's blunt, but otherwise I don't... and you're blunt, but otherwise I don't have too much blunt. If you're mostly... like, you're Pierce, yeah, you're Pierce, you're Pierce, you're Pierce, you're Slash, you're Slash. Well, we've got a good, like, balance of, damage types. Yeah, 10 enemies, 1 wave. Checks out. And get that going, that's good. I'm really not used to using, Jiang Ishmael, right? Didn't even, like, think of actually bothering to, pay attention to her stuff. Whatever. Okay, you get hit by some unbreakables, that's fine. Do we win these? We win these, cool. This shouldn't be too bad. Like, Ryoshu's got... it's really nice to have, like, the main sinner, like, have an ID that is not super easy to stagger and has decently tankiness, right? Because, like, when I was going through Canto 8, I was using GHE Honolulu because, you know, how could I give up on my goat? Oh, that's an attack animation. Oh. I don't know if that was, like, obvious or not, but it looked like those would be, like, their own individual guys. Also, these guys will probably be the Slash Luxcavation then, right? Since we know we're getting all 3 Luxcavations from stuff we see today, because it's unlocked by part 1. Yeah, okay, I'm throwing with you a little bit. Okay, that's fine. Just power guard that. That's probably fine, yeah. Yeah, you want to use that. Okay. Yellow turn. I mean, like, I don't think we're gonna die to this fight, right? We don't even really need our people to be leveled up. That's the thing. Decent chance, like, the end of the part 1 will want us to be level 60 all But even not, like,
아무 저항도 못하고
it'll probably ramp up over time, because that's usually how they do it. Oh, almost pulled through. That's fine. You resist it.
아, 여기선 이런 공격이 잘 먹히는군요.
자세가 무너졌네. 자비에 감사하도록.
Okay.
여러분들에게 유리한 효과가
Blue
적용되었습니다.
turn. You got 2 blues, nice.
제가 제공한 것은 아니긴 하지만
Yeah, it looks like we're at the point where our Sandy's doing good and we don't really need fear. It's only these 5 enemies left, so they'll probably go down in like 2 or 3 turns. Okay, Sinclair's throwing. So much for, you know, a good favored clash. Classic middle Sinclair.
빈틈투성이군. 스틸레터.
탑봉창.
Since I don't grind out mirror dungeons like anymore like I used to, like I'm not as familiar with a lot of like modern units as I am with a lot of older units. Okay, there's the Kozon. We save it. That's cool.
방금의 일격은 매우 좋았습니다. 제가 만약 도시에서 야구 선수가 되어 홈런을 날리면
Since we killed before we used all 5 coins, we get like stacks back equal to how many coins were left, right? Something like that. Yeah, we still have 3. Cool. Love to see it. Red turn. Red light, blue light. That's not... I mixed up red light, green light, and red fish, blue fish there. Whatever.
내 뒤. 사정없이
Okay.
몰아칠 텐.
We've got a lot of skills coming in this stream. These guys are pretty dead.
흩어져. 찾지 못한
Oh wait, no, that was the bonus deal account. Okay, I misread that. Whatever. I need to re-familiar myself with the specifics of some of these IDs,
다들 첫 여정을
because I really do 1 mirror dungeon a week, and that's about all I do on average.
예상되네.
매일
Okay, no post-battle dialogue, so we might just have another node fighting these guys.
다른 분들도 수고 많으셨네요.
도박장죄로 의뢰를 냈다
Cool, wow, we look at all that XP we're getting. Really adds up. Textbook, another new enemy. Maybe it will be the small guys. Maybe the small guys are enemies and they're like a part of the animation, but that's not all they are. That makes sense. Oh no, we're fighting the dumb guy here. Yeah, okay. Because it's a focus encounter. Sure. I guess I probably shouldn't... Oh, and you're fixed. Oh. Guess I probably shouldn't look at that sort of stuff beforehand. Recommended level 58 already? Really? Okay. I need to look at how much I need for each level. I want to see what's the best way to do this. I'll just quickly... You know what? I'll just quickly level my units and then we'll get back to it. Alright. I've re-familiarized myself and whatnot. I leveled up, like, almost everyone. Technically didn't level up, like, everyone, and level up 10 through 12 deployed, but I don't think we'll need it. Mainly just wanted to be leveled up because if we're already at level 58, it probably means we need it.
사냥감인가? 몸이 끓어오르는군.
No cutscene, just going straight into it. Okay, yeah, and as I thought. Lucio! Okay. Funny music, of course. The duel escalates. So this guy wants to duel. It made sense. That's what it sounded like from their, dialogue. Okay, music's going hard, of course. I wonder if this is just, like, battle theme, like, V1 or something, or if this is, like, boss 1. I guess we'll have to see how it, factors in. Okay, let's see. What do you have? I shouldn't select body first. Gain nerf with this man. Okay, so you're level 65, effectively 60. So you're just straight to level 60. Okay. Clash power -3 against Ryoshu, but unbreakable coins. Okay. Also, clash 2. Don't activate. Okay, good. After clashing, inflict 1 dual escalates after target clash against. I'm almost certain this is going to be some degree of, like, literary reference, but I can't tell yet. Maybe it'll be obvious when we see, like, the actual, like, Thumbner's father, right? Maybe she'll be more obvious. Let's see. Mech 99. Gain skill power, dealing more damage with every clash with this unit. Based on how much? Is it by the stack, or... It doesn't specify. Gulp. Targets do less AC 3 speed for every dual stacks. The target max 15. Jeez. Okay, I'm not sure, but in general, clash against him, then do not clash against him. Palermiton style. All game follow text. Okay, this is going to tells us. So every stack do 5% more damage, take 5% less damage from the target with 2 less cleats. One stack plus 1 clash for 2 plows, base power 3 stack. Coin power inflicts severed tendon, base power minus 1 on every stack. Cheese. Especially dangerous for Ryoshi. Oh no, it's on hit, so Ryoshi wouldn't get this right because it specifies when you lose the clash, it doesn't inflict on-flick stuff. So Ryoshi reduces speed to 1 and target with all the skills units. Ooh. And this guy's probably got bad speed. Yeah. I mean, not the worst speed possible, but yeah, we need to... He's going to choose someone to try and kill. And we need to not let them kill. We don't want one person to stack too many dual escapes, or maybe we do. Hard to say. Reverse Dia. Are you going to be like Bleed Tremor, or are you Burn Tremor? Okay, Burn Tremor. Wondering because of minions, but I guess minions are like that because, you know, Ring. One skills we can't see. Clash will counter. I can do 30% more damage. Jeez, Clash will inflict one dual escapes. Okay. There's no reason about that Clash will counter here, though. Actually, can your follow-up attack be hit by blocked by cashable counters? Unopposed attack. I assume that means it can't. Oh. Everyone but Ryoshi is a debuff here. Clashing against them, clash power -1, deal minus 20% damage to Thumb, Brandis, Lucio. And then you do 10% damage to House Spider's enemies. So yeah, just the boss. Okay. Staggered, recover stagger, start of next turn and gain 1 attack power. And you only have 1 stagger bar. Okay. Definitely think there's a decent chance this Canto is going to be designed with the specific Ryoshi in mind to some degree, because that would make sense. But yeah, she's basically like unstaggerable, so she only has 1 that can be gotten rid of. Let's see, let's get into it. Immediate aiding strike is good. You're going to be thwacked out a little bit, but I think that's fine. What color are you? Oh, immediate is going at the blues. Sure. Dominating, you're probably going to be one of the better chances of winning that clash because it's a better skill. Favored, yeah, we take that. Favored, we take that. Okay. Actually, you... that's fine, yeah. We'll roll with that, I think. Can you handle the Ute? No. Can you handle Ute? No. Can you handle anything? No. Whatever, we'll have you do that, and we'll just do it like that. That'll probably go well enough. Yeah, send it. Decent chance Elvis kill out of summon more minions, so I'm not going to worry too much about focusing down minions. Oh yeah, because that's the one Ring Sun go for, that's the one we got the attack there off on, that's fine. Your form needs some additional correction. Interesting that he's also Thumb Apprentice, not like Thumb Capo X, right? It possibly still is. Okay, do not lose with Sakura-sen. Okay, thank God. Would have been unfortunate. And so we just need to cycle people around so the people who have the duel status don't keep on dueling the guy. Because if you just spend a turn not attacking him, you don't gain more duel. Okay, shocker. Who would have thought? Middle Sinclair is... Middle Sinclair's not even like the oldest unit here, right? Like, not... He's newer than a couple of these guys, right? Specifically newer than, like, these two, but... Can't hold up. Okay, this guy's doing this. Okay, so we're gonna ignore this, right? Because we know if we attack this guy, the next turn it'll have all unbreakables. Okay, cool. So that's what I was gonna try and say about doing in the previous stage before, you know. Yeah, he's Italian, yeah. What Italian, like, literature is there that this could be, like, this... that could be being referenced here, right? Like, I'm not sure. I obviously, I mean, the only Italian... I don't know... I know weird Italian literatures, but, like... Obviously not, like, Dante's Inferno or something, I don't think. Who can say? Okay, let's see. Who doesn't have it, right? You three? Oh wait, no, you got it. You and you two. Oh, so the people that should have good skills to clash with. Well, that's convenient. Oh, also you though. I didn't think about that. Oh, that's actually not bad. Okay, sure. We'll double down one of these guys probably, just because there's not really too much of a need to. What do you want this turn? Oh, right, still blue, yeah. That's fine. Power counter that guy, and then we'll just, like... Actually, we're probably stacking open wound on you, shouldn't we? We got an execution. Save that. You can't really win a clash, though. You could try this, but I don't really trust that. I'll just not worry about it too much. Yeah, we can wait on that, right? We don't need to immediately focus on getting that going. Our status effect infliction in general isn't going to be crazy, because I don't really want it to be crazy, right? Who do we give that to, though? Kind of want to let you win the clash. Oh yeah, this will work well, I think. Okay, you're going to be whacked out a little bit. You do have some shield, though, so that's good. You are slash fatal. That's a bit annoying, but you're... I think she's sloth neutral, right? Don't think she's got a sloth weakness. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, so that can be dealt with by counters. I guess it's fine in this situation because, like, it was Ryoshu won, right? That sort of thing. So it wasn't too bad, but good to know. Okay. Alright. Should have had Ryoshu Clash. Or not, should have had Rodion Clash, I guess. That guy's low sanity. He gains SP for clashing people with the right duels, right? Well, this is my Polar Meton style. You know what, let me look this up. Polar Meton style. Okay, the results I'm getting are about a food preparation type, so I'm not sure I'm looking up the right thing. That's a very weird looking skill. Okay. Target can always stagger before using the skill. For every skill attack skill of this unit, the lost to clash turn 5 power -2 and attack weight -1. Okay. So we just want to win a bunch of clashes this turn, so this isn't too bad. Alright, that works. And it's target fixed, so it'll be the slow person, I assume. Yeah, and that's you. Because your speed's been lowered to 1. Interestingly enough, there doesn't seem to be a unique status effect showing that your speed's been limited to 1. Alright, you got purple. That's annoying. Whatever. Can't do anything with that. That's fine. Okay, we should be able to win some good clashes. He also doesn't have another thing he's using this turn, so we can safely do this, and Ryoshu's follow-up shouldn't be any issue. And hopefully we win most of these clashes. We should probably do this with our higher sanity people. Do you really need to roll again? We just have you bother with that guy. Yeah, we'll do that. And then otherwise we can have you guys one-sided, and then Sanguine Pointillism should work. It's a little bit of a gamble. It'll get, like, minus a bunch of final power, though, so I think it'll be fine. Yeah, as long as we win these clashes, and, like, it's admittedly people that maybe can't be the most trusted, but it's the best we got this turn. Yeah, we'll roll with it. Nice. We get the little follow-up attack just for the bit. Yeah, and then Unbreakables. Ryoshu's fine, though, because she's bulky, right? She's definitely slowly taking some chip damage. Actually, do I have any Healing Eagles on this team? Lantern, I guess? Okay, shuffle better this time, please. Actually, it's gonna run out here anyways, so it doesn't matter that much. Oh, bonk. That's fine. There's our 2 deep wound. Or 2 open wound becoming deep wound. I think it's the correct terminology. And then you go for this little baby attack, and Yisung's fine. Okay, cool. Cool little fight gimmick. And then I assume it just repeats now. Did you have any passives that were hidden?
제가 대신해서 먹어드리겠습니다.
No, okay. So it'll probably just loop like that. It's supposed to be more of a mini-boss, right? Textbook. Clash with Team Furniture per turn. Okay. Oh, it's his panic type. I was like, what's doing that? I see. So he gets more clash power for dealing with duelers, but he gets a bunch of fragile next turn if we can just clash well here. Alright. Let's see if we can clash decently then. Like, dominating here. Yeah, your sanity's awful, so we can really win clashes with almost anyone, probably. We get execution here. Yeah, because then it'll become Knight's Owl. Yeah, that'll work well. Cool. Who else should clash? Ryoshi should probably take a break turn, yeah. Okay, now you've got...
이미 대중입니다. 제게 말을 거는 건 룰 위반이죠.
Whatever. Do we just, like... I mean, like, we run out of Bright this turn, right? Like, we're failing. We're flopping with you a little bit right now. That's fine. Can you clash? You can, right? Yeah, you, and then we'll get, like... There's someone who's fine getting another... I mean, just like Ryoshi, or Rodan doing that should be fine. Yeah, okay, that works. Try the yellow. And then we just do some of these. Do we bother with this? That's fine. Actually, let's just try killing this bottom one. I just want to see what happens if we kill it. Right? You're not doing too well here, actually. That's favored. That's fine then, yeah. Have we seen all your skills now? Yeah, so you're not going to summon any more enemies, it seems. Okay, cool, so we can just kill them. Actually, I didn't look at their reinforcements. I don't think so, though. That would make sense to some degree, though. All that matters at this point is killing this guy in a reasonable amount of time, so that we get our EX clear, because it was 10 or less for this one. So it shouldn't be too long of a fight. We've already done some good damage, and I think next turn's going to be like the big punish turn, because you're going to have all that fragility. Yeah, that's fine. We draw a new, like, card once we do that, right? So we might just be back into a position where we can't actually build up right. Zhong Ishmael is very funny. I still don't actually know how to play Hanafuda, but I don't think I need to, so that's fine. Do we stagger this turn? Yeah. Cool. Write them all down. This probably kills this guy. Yeah, cool. One less grunt to worry about. Yeah, there's still just 2 more of these auto mannequins. Oh. This guy's doing this thing, sure. Deploy the spider. Alright, cool. Oh, more spawned in. So is it... No magical reinforcements. Another guy showed up, so I assume that's just how it be. Oh, let me check this real quick. Okay, yeah, it's when you use your skill 3, you get this. Okay, just taking a look. Do we bother? Actually, that's pretty fine if we just let that go through. If we kill the boss, we probably just instantly win. What hand do you have? You drew blue again. Awesome. That's fine. We don't need to make use of it. Will it spend enough ammo to make you lose your hat? Probably. It doesn't make too big of a difference. We're just trying to gun this guy down. We can also pop egos if we wanted to for more antics. Anything good we got? Just pop like a sun shower for the bit. Don't really give too much that benefits that much from it. Would it be worth setting up on Brilliant Glory in more of these fights? I don't think we need to bother with the egos too much here. We've done this fight Eagleless so far. Let's see if we can finish it out like that. Oh, we hit a threshold. Off he goes. This is a mid-battle cutscene, though. He's used the back door side of the truck. Even the portal opens, we can't... Doesn't change what needs to be done. We take care of him, get the bus girly, and head off to HQ. How interesting. That was like what, like, dude, you have like 400 HP left? And I think he had 1400 to start out with or something, so we just need to do 1000 damage, I think, something like that. I didn't see the numbers. Very interesting how that isn't the end of the fight, though. I guess we'll see if this is like a mid-battle cutscene, then we're gonna need to finish him off. Ooh, I can't even fight full out. Despite Ryoshi's assurance, the sinners did not share her confidence that no harm would come to Karen, so they were confined to fending off the animated corpses, unable to fight aggressively. Ryosha was the only one unfazed enough to raise her sword against the assailant in this cramped battlefield. Bothersome little half-wit. Arms straight, I said. Just how many times must I repeat myself? There's the thumb. One. Oh, stop making a fuss. Thumb. What is it? I keep on forgetting the name. Thumb Nurse Father, yeah. Stop making a fuss. It couldn't have hurt that much. On your feet. What makes you think you deserve a break? Not shocked that the thumb one isn't very nice. Quit being a whiny little brat and pick up that sword. Slash straight. See? That wasn't so hard, was it? If I ever hear you whining again, I'll rip your hair clean off your head, so get your act together. You're bald referenced? You're no stranger to the sword style. The Palermitan style. I've been trained in it as well. Did you learn it from Valencia, that booze hound? I must ask you not insult her with such a crude epithet. My master gave me an order when she imparted this style to me. To temper and hone it until my mastery became indistinguishable from yours. My swordcraft is now on par with that of your past self, and you still belong in the House of Spiders. Learning without understanding anything, and only obsessively copying me. Wasting time over such mimicry, it's beyond ridiculous. If you're no more than a copycat, then the angle, the wrist, the distance between the feet, the balanced sword itself, every one of those has to be exact, because even a single incongruity... Are you actually that incompetent, or do you enjoy that beating? Maintain your stance. Don't bother your stupid little head trying to be clever, and just stick to what you've been taught. Take what you memorized and move. Yep. Very thumb. Very strict rigidity in what they do, and it translates to their fighting style. The sooner you become the blade that cuts through all, the better. Only then can I will break your form, making your swordsmanship as precarious as a tightrope walk, headed straight for a fall. You're no different from those wind-up dolls over there. Call me a wind-up doll all you want. It doesn't matter. I could try to get into like an Italian accent if I'm calling me a wind-up doll all you want. It doesn't matter. You know, I think I'm not gonna do that. You, likewise, are unable to recall and properly wield the Palermitan style, which tells me my usefulness has not yet run its course. I like how it still says we don't know his name, as if we couldn't just straight up see his name's Lucio in the battle. At least they didn't do like another like barber thing, or like first quick fight thing where they just have it the name in the fight is question mark, question mark, question mark. Didn't matter for Queequeg since that fight never got ported to Mirror Dungeon, but you know, whatever you find in the solo barber fight in Mirror Dungeon, sure is just question mark, question mark, question mark. I must perfect every form you've been taught, even if I must repeat the same stance 1,000, no, 10,000 times over. If I am to be a perfectly tailored textbook for you. What if I have no need for such childish study aids? She's still just smiling. Your rejection is inconsequential. My role as your textbook has already begun. Ha! Then I will illustrate my very own art for you. Until you're slashed and cleaved beyond recognition. My eye is torn up again. Yep, I landed on the right place. That's my ticket, all right. Yeah, was she calling Ryoshu ticket? I remember her saying something about ticket in the trailer, but I forget the specifics. Gah. Her hat isn't nearly as big as I remembered it being. Oh well, that's still fine. She doesn't need a giant hat. Once again, not a super fancy brooch. What is her ranking? Are the House of Spiders, like, different from Fingers in general? Might be. Might have different rankings and stuff. I told you, Lucio. You could spend years owning your skills. But that still won't be enough to catch up to our Yoshihide. Oh! You get slapped? A minute later, his head jerking to the side from the impact of the blow.
어때?
Isn't it obvious now that you've seen it yourself? How sad and pathetic your progress is. This is the problem with greenhorns who haven't had a taste of the war. They don't know what it's like to crawl through the muck and grime of the battlefield, where the slightest inattention can get your head blown clean off. I mean, that does just kind of sound like every day in the thumb. Slightest intention gets your head blown clean off. Whoops, you accidentally weren't paying attention, you didn't make eye contact with your equal or whatever, and now we're going to brutally, like, put you into a hydraulic press. When faced with a superior opponent, don't just rely on brawn, but redirect the force of their attack to the side by locking their arc with the tip of your sword. I've said it time and again. You've definitely got a gun sword, even if Lucio doesn't. And when you're outnumbered, lower your form and draw wide arcs with your sword. Did you forget everything I drilled into you after shouting myself hoarse? Secure a corner, force them to get you in a single file, because positioning is everything. Didn't I tell you all of this before? If Yoshida does recall even one more lesson from me, the textbook can't afford to have any defects. Forgive me, master. But you did manage to collect this one as instructed. Maybe you're not completely useless after all. Heated thick in her voice, Ryosho hissed the thumb nurse father under her breath as she shifted into a blade-drawing stance against the second assailant. Hey, how have you been doing, Ticket? Your form's really become a wreck since you were away. Just seeing that sloppy grit makes me sigh. I had to beat that habit out of you back in the day, remember? Tuh. Still, this reunion's been a long time coming, so I suppose I owe you a bit of courtesy. You're old enough now to understand what I'm saying without me having to resort to the occasional backhand, aren't you? Ticket? Still intent on calling me that, huh? Yeah? Did you just call me a... Huh. You should know your place before barking at your betters. Ah. Sensing a sudden presence outside, the so-called thumb nose father snatched Karen into arms and swiftly assumed a fighting stance. There he is! His sword's burning at the ready. Oh! That's why the fight didn't end. Aura. That's my goat. Yeah, it's the same song again, yeah. It's not a new thing, it's the same thing. And there's the victory. Did that victory look different? It looked off, but I might just be, seeing things. Manager Dante, it seems that I must apologize for what has happened today. Virgilius? I have stalled my personal issues into certain unresolved business from the past. I remember seeing some people speculating that it might also still have to do with some N-Corp stuff. Because Virgilius sure did break a taboo in Leviathan, and that's kind of what got... That's what got, I forget the name of the side characters. Lan Yen? Yeah, that's what got Lan Yen killed, right? Because Lan Yen got killed by the thumb. Well, you know, two of the others people got killed during the actual events, and then we've got no idea what happened to Denver. It was like kind of a trick though, right? Because they were mailed like a recording from an area in N-Corp that you're not allowed to record things in, which is like a taboo that was like an important plot point in Distortion Detective, right? That's why they were hunted by things. And because of that, you know, Virgilius might still be in a little bit of trouble with N-Corp. It's very possible that's part of why he's been so distracted. Ferg, you're hurt. They're not from these assailants, so don't worry needlessly. It just so happens that I was involved in a rather troublesome matter prior to encountering them. It's all my fault, Redgaze. I should have protected her. Sao's voice trembled as she apologized profusely to Virgilius. No. It's because I couldn't stop him from going after you. And of course, he had to go for your arm. That wound looking worse by the second. We'll get it treated the moment we deal with this situation. We need to ampule it, or like bolus it, or like what? What's the plan gonna be? If it's a limb loss, ampules seem like the best option, just from what we know. But it's also possible, like, boluses are just the cheaper option in general. Bolus to seem more for, like, the larger scale stuff. They talk about, like, the big difference in them at some point. I don't remember some of the specifics. Virgilius met the Thumb Nurse Father's gaze head on. The thumb. The thing that makes up for their incompetence with duplicity and cowardice, only to then hide it all behind their mask of honor. This guy does not like fingers. I mean, Virgilius doesn't like most people in the city in general, right? He doesn't like a lot of, like, the big, like... He doesn't like stuff like, what's his name? Siegfried, who becomes, like, a big, like... Who basically just becomes a pawn for a corporation, you know? The fingers are all just tiny little like, it's just people, like, bonding together to get some form of strength in these weird, like, structures, and that sort of thing. You appeared exactly as you received the transition that the HQ research facility was under attack. Then your purpose must be to stall me by any means, even if you resort to an old and tired method like taking a hostage. Haha. Yes, the way you're reacting to this. I nailed it! She's your cake. Remember, Ticket? Remember what I told you when you so modestly stuffed your face with that cake and smeared cream all over yourself? Smiling like an idiot in such filth makes you want to smash that cake to the floor. So don't you dare let on even a hint of craving for that cake while I'm looking, no matter how sweet and delicious it might be. Just hide your feelings towards things, yeah, that sort of thing. What did I say, Ticket? What did I say? If you're gonna start trouble, you better not show it on your face. Else I'll catch on. Stop and tell me straight. Tell me, why are you redacted? Ha. You know what? Be like that. Keep mum and brood in silence all you want. What did she do? Does it have to do with her daughter? I'll find that, and I'll split. Yeah, this is probably about her daughter. You're not getting past me. You think this eye is just for show? Well, Valencia, I don't know how much confidence you're putting in that eyeball, but I doubt you'll stall me for long with that half-functioning relic of yours. More relic stuff going on. Yeah, I remember, like, so for LCA Ujat, Otis's passive, it mentions it being, like, a copy of, like, what, Staff of Horus or Staff of Ujat? I forget the specifics. Relics are weird, because we've heard some mention of them, but we still really don't have too big of an idea as to, like, what they do, right? Because stuff like, we know, like, DHE has a bunch of relics they, like, protect, that sort of thing. Stuff like the helm from Canto 7. And it seems like that eye of hers. A trickle of blood has been dribbling down into his cheek from her covered eye. Ah, this? But she grinned without a care. Oh yeah, it started hurting more and more the closer I got to Ticket. Yeah, it's bleeding a lot. Is whatever's going on with her eye, is it similar to whatever, like, Virgilius's eye is and Ryoshu's, I assume, to some degree? I don't know. But it's gonna get better. Ticket's about to leave that place, you see? You're not here to kill me, are you? Ha! Okay. You've forgotten all about manners. What a swear word from this girl. The woman seemed to be having a hard time holding her hand back from striking Ryoshu. But after a few deep breaths, she visibly relaxed and continued on. Glad you finally figured it out. Now, as soon as that back door opens, the other Nurse Fathers are waiting for you there, so show some proper manners. Oh, or is that brain of yours too messy to remember who's who and which is which? Why don't you take this time to think of what you're going to say to them? Just walks off. Hey, hold on, if you're going to let us go anyway, why don't you let Karen... Zip it. The Thumb Nurse Father muttered viciously. I hate presumptuous idiots who don't know their place, butting into conversations. Friends of yours, Ticket? Yeah. That's so. I don't suppose there's anything wrong with sending them all there. But Virgilius is to stay behind. After all, why discard a swerve from Frank straight into the web we've spun? Her eye fixed intently on Virgilius, the Thunder's father slowly backed away from the back door and opened the way for us. The back door to the HQ hasn't opened yet. We have to rescue Karen first, then. Do not hesitate, Dante. That is indeed the path you must bring the sinners to. Virgilius continued coldly, as though he was reading my mind. In fact, you should go through the back door like she says if you want to help Karen. This entire circumstance of the back door has been engineered to hold me, and only me, back. And what awaits beyond the back door is what they have orchestrated to summon you and Sinner number 4 there. Correct. I wouldn't want your dash of red. The spoiled artwork or something. To snip our elaborate web to pieces. I was expecting like a pun, but I guess not. Portal connection to the HQ. Almost established. But better firewall protecting connections to the HQ has been bypassed. What? Then it must be via the defenseless back door, or back doors, through which the intruders have broken in. Portal connection to HQ established. Coming with? If Faust goes, I'll be the only one left here who knows to operate this back door calibrator. I'll stay behind, at least until Mr. Virgilius rescues Karen. That's for the best. Don't really want you and your weakened state coming with us. Then we'll go on ahead. As always, Ryoshu did not prolong the conversation. She did not bother to impart even a quick goodbye as she walked into the shadows that awaited us beyond the corridor. I gave Sao a nod in her stead. Dante. The fourth sinner's thread is pulled tautly. Wow, it's just like the hit mass stack from the puppeteer pulling the threads taut, pulling the strings taut? I don't know. It's something like that. It is precariously close to snapping, but also sharper than any blade, that it might sever all that it comes into contact with. You must remember that. Yeah, the familial ties are not so easy to cut just completely free of, no matter how cruel the parents may be. What kind of thread is Virgilius talking about? Snapping, severing? I wasn't yet sure what exactly he was referring to, but it won't be severed. Not while the chains bind us together. The binding chains. The chains of others, if you will. I replied, absolutely unrubbing the area where the chains that connected me to the sinners had burst out of. Let us proceed, Dante. Virgilius' word hanging heavily over us, we made our way to the back door connected to the HQ research facility. Alright, there we go. That was a cool fight, I liked that. Very simple gimmick, definitely pretty short, of course, since you only need to do so much damage, but I am using, solid IDs, and I do have them leveled up and stuff, so that could definitely apply. Yeah, I like that. Just the whole, cycling who's clashing and that sort of thing. Definitely very cool. Oh yeah, no, I wanted to look at the time frame. Yeah, so it's in... Oh! The location changed from H-Corp to unobservable. Which is interesting, because even LCB Regular Checkup wasn't like that. Interesting, but yeah, so this is February, so only a month after Surrender Witnessing. And Surrender Witnessing was kind of like start of January, right? Because April Fool's event was like New Year's Eve. Not sure if Sweeping was New Year's Eve, something like that. Whatever cutscene it was I'm thinking of. But very interesting. But yeah, that is going to be all for this episode. We've gotten our big spurt of the moment as far as the story goes. We've dealt with some thumb people, that sort of thing. And all that's left is to actually head into the Limbus headquarters and see just whatever's gone on. But that'll be all for this time. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.